Hey guys, Sarah.
And San.
Here for another Sunday, I keep getting the name wrong.
7-minute Sunday, where we sit down and discuss a topic, we work, life, whatever in between.
And for 7 minutes, because I tend to ramble. So today, we're talking about
having one kid versus two. Obviously, there's more than one. That's the biggest one.
Yeah. Well,
anyway,
so we, if you guys are new to our channel, we have a 2-month-old and a 2.5-year-old, and we thought we would just kind of talk about what has been the biggest changes, difficulties, blessings about that so far. Obviously, as they get older, or if we have a third, it'll be different, but yeah. We just thought we'd talk about that. So I'm going to set my timer for 7 minutes.
It's mostly for her, so.
Yeah, and we will get started. So, what would you say is the biggest difference so far of having another kid?
Considering Celia's age,
Celia's our oldest.
Currently, when you're watching this, is about 2.5 years old. She'll be 3 really soon, but I think her age right now is she wants to be a big helper, wants to be like in the know, always trying to be there for their sister, loving on her a little too hard, honestly.
Sweet.
If she was older, like maybe 4 or 5, it'd be a lot different because I think that the attention would be diverted away from the child, and they might feel, I don't know, left out, so to speak. And
I don't know. I think it depends on the kid's personality, and they might like it more, and they could be a better helper.
But right now, Celia is really enjoying being a big sister. Like, that's the best thing about her day. I'm a big sister, you know.
Yeah. The second she wakes up, she asks where Bryony is.
Yep.
We haven't experienced even 1 ounce, knock on wood. Every time I say that, I knock on wood, because she has not had 1 single ounce of jealousy or resentment towards her sister at all, which was probably the biggest shock to me. When we found out we were pregnant, I was so worried about that. I was so worried about her. I remember the day before I was induced, crying, literally crying, thinking about all the last things with Celia and how now she's gonna have to share all these moments. But she has just, I mean, she talks about all the things that she can't wait to do with her sister. She says, when Bryony gets bigger, we get to build a snowman. When Bryony gets bigger, we can watch a movie and cuddle on the couch.
Eat chocolate and cake
and eat ice cream. Like, she's so excited, and I think, I mean, that is just the best part. I think we're transitioning out of what I actually asked. But did I ask what was the most difficult, or what's the biggest? I don't even know what I asked, but
I don't know.
I guess the biggest change, I don't know, for me, I guess when I was reading about when I was pregnant with Bryony, our second, and I was thinking about this big change, I thought it was going to be so hard, especially because I knew how difficult newborns can be. But now being on the other side from our situation, I know some people have a really hard time with the second. I think a lot of it has to do with your kids, their ages, their personalities, how your baby is, all that kind of stuff. But Bryony is, seriously guys, the easiest baby. She has literally not once been like awake in the night. Like, she wakes up to eat, but she goes right back to sleep.
Right. She
has never been like up like for an hour or two in the night at all.
Crying nonstop.
When she cries, she's either hungry or tired. And we lay her down, she falls asleep. Like, seriously, easiest baby. And so that has been so easy. And after you've had one baby and you think it's so hard when you're going through it the first time, but especially after being a childcare provider now and dealing with like 10 kids at once, to me it's like a walk in the park. Like, she's so easy. Like, I can do so much with her. And like, we're out and about. It's not that hard for us anyway. So I think just the biggest change has been like, I guess, adapting when they're both melting down at the same time, which isn't very common now. It was for a while.
Prioritizing, like, okay, now that we have 2, we can't just be like, for example, I'm working on this. I can't go get my stuff on first. I have to help Bryony and I have to help Celia get their coats on, or get Bryony in the car seat, bundled up, ready to go, and then I'll put on my stuff. And only then can we get out the door, you know, so.
Yeah, I mean, getting out the door is a little harder. I mean, stuff takes a little bit more time, but I think I don't know. I think we've transitioned pretty well so far.
And it's like I said, because of the age, it's, you know, Celia still has her meltdowns. She's only 2.
Yeah.
And then Bryony will end up crying too, and then it's kind of just like this vicious circle, but that's something that we have to learn to work with and work around.
And they won't be these ages forever either.
Had Celia been older, you know, she can be like, okay, Celia, go get your coat on, go get your jacket on, no problem. But right now, it's like we have to, come on, Celia, get that coat on, get that jacket on. It's a game to her all the time, you know, but, so, you know, we love them both to pieces.
Which, I mean, would be an issue whether the baby was here or not, but when there's a baby who also might be crying,
I guess
it's hard.
One of our biggest fears was that Celia was going to be jealous.
Yeah.
And like she said, knock on wood, she did. We haven't noticed any signs, and that was probably the biggest fear for us.
Yeah. So what would you say is the biggest, like your best thing about being a dad of 2 now?
Being a dad of 2 is the fact that I'm a dad of any, because of our history, if you guys don't already know, of our infertility issues. Celia was a surprise, and even Bryony was even bigger surprise. So having 2 kids is like my heart is like overflowing every day. Like I want to cry every time I see my daughters, because I'm just like, you're not supposed to be here. Science says you weren't supposed to be here. So
and you are.
Yeah, and you are. And then I do not take that for granted. I do not take my children for granted because of that.
Yeah, so. And I'd say my biggest blessing is the fact that they're sisters.
Yes, because we don't have siblings.
Well, I have a brother who's half-brother who's 14 years older, who I love, but we didn't grow up together, really.
Yeah.
And I always had wanted a sister. Most girls always
I've always wanted a sibling.
Yeah, and so I always tell Celia that Bryony is such a blessing to her because she has a sister. I said, you have a best friend for life. And I truly hope that becomes true. But seeing them interact, I mean, I was excited for that, but I could have never imagined how, like, absolutely, like, full it will make your heart to see them kiss, like Celia kiss on her and Bryony smile at her and light each other up in ways that we don't, you know, and they have a bond that we don't have with them.
Or we'll never know.
Right, and it's just,
it's awesome.
I don't know, it's the greatest gift. I tell Celia all the time, she's the greatest gift we ever could have given you. And we are so lucky to have them. I'm sure with time there'll be different obstacles, sibling rivalry and stuff like that, but right now I thought it would be way harder so far, and it's been
great.
I mean,
couldn't ask for it to be a better transition.
I've told people maybe I should worry that much all the time because it made it so good when she came and it was so awesome. I'm like, is that because I worried so much? I don't think it is, but anyway. Yeah. Oh, perfect timing.
Wow. Anyway, so thank you guys for watching. As always, let us know down in the comments
how many kids do you
have? How many kids you have? What it was like to transition into having more kids, or
what was your fear versus the reality? What are the challenges? And we'd love to know as they get older what have been some of the challenges and blessings. We don't want to like overshadow this with like negativity.
And if you give any tips too, feel free. We are always open to them.
And I'd love to know like difference in personalities too. Like maybe you had 2 kids and then you had the third and that was really hard because that kid was way different or something. You know, every kid is different, and I honestly thought because Celia is a very independent, strong-willed firstborn, hardcore, that it would be harder, but I think that's actually worked to our benefit because she loves being like the big sister
and teaching things and
like
leading
the mother
the way
hen
for her. Yeah. So thank you guys for watching. As always, please don't forget to subscribe. We have a lot of content videos coming out very shortly, weekly.
And it's Vlogmas.
So and it's Vlogmas.
So check back tomorrow for another video.
Quite a bit. Yeah.
And we'll see you next time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.